The war in Ukraine has raged for over a year. It's a humanitarian crisis. Millions have been displaced, thousands have perished, but amidst the darkness, a glimmer of hope emerges. A proposed 30-day ceasefire could pave the way for peace talks. The US, under President Trump, is leading the charge. They've secured Ukraine's agreement. Now the ball is in Putin's court. He's expressed conditional support, but his demands are steep. Can a deal be struck? The world watches and hopes. Russia's invasion of Ukraine has shocked the world. It's a stark reminder of the fragility of peace. The human cost is immeasurable. Families torn apart. Cities reduced to rubble. The world cannot stand idly by. A ceasefire is the first step towards ending the bloodshed. It's a chance for diplomacy to prevail. The stakes are high, the world holds its breath. The proposed ceasefire is a fragile truce. It's a chance for both sides to step back from the brink, to allow humanitarian aid to reach those in desperate need. But it's just the beginning of a long and arduous road to peace. The real work lies in addressing the root causes of the conflict, in finding a way for Ukraine and Russia to coexist peacefully. The world must not waver in its support for a diplomatic solution. The ceasefire negotiations are a sign that dialogue is still possible, that even in the darkest of times hope remains. It's a testament to the tireless efforts of diplomats and world leaders working behind the scenes to find a peaceful resolution to this devastating conflict. The world must seize this opportunity to work towards a future where war is not the answer, where dialogue and diplomacy prevail. Putin's conditions for peace are significant. He demands territorial concessions from Ukraine. He wants control over the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant. And he insists on the easing of Western sanctions. These are non-starters for many. They see it as rewarding aggression. But for others, it's the price of peace. A bitter pill to swallow, but one that could save countless lives. The dilemma is agonizing. Territorial concessions are a particularly thorny issue. Putin wants recognition of Crimea's annexation. He also seeks control over the Donbas region. This is unacceptable to Ukraine. They see it as a violation of their sovereignty. They're unwilling to negotiate their territorial integrity, but with Russia's military might, they may have no choice. It's a heartbreaking position. The Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant is another sticking point. It's currently under Russian control. Putin wants to formalize this. Ukraine and the West are wary. They fear Russia could use the plant as leverage, or worse, as a weapon. The potential consequences are too dire to contemplate. Finally, there's the issue of sanctions. The West has imposed crippling economic measures on Russia. Putin wants them lifted. He argues they're hurting ordinary Russians. The West is reluctant. They see the sanctions as leverage, a way to pressure Putin into ending the war. It's a delicate balancing act. Trump's proposed peace roadmap has sparked debate. It calls for a narrow sea ceasefire. Territorial adjustments are also on the table, as is the resolution of the Zaporizhzhia power plant ownership. Trump even proposes a US-Ukraine revenue-sharing agreement on critical minerals. It's a bold plan, some say too bold. Critics accuse Trump of appeasement, of siding with Putin, but Trump insists it's the best way to end the bloodshed. The narrow sea ceasefire is a key element of Trump's plan. It would create a buffer zone between Russian and Ukrainian forces. This, Trump argues, would prevent further escalation. It would also allow for humanitarian aid to flow more easily. But critics argue it rewards Russian aggression, that it legitimizes their territorial gains. Territorial adjustments are perhaps the most controversial aspect of the plan. Trump has hinted that Ukraine may have to make concessions. This has angered many in Ukraine. They see it as a betrayal. But Trump argues it's the only realistic path to peace. The Zaporizhzhia power plant is another key issue. Trump proposes a joint ownership agreement, with Russia, Ukraine, and the US all having a stake. This, he argues, would ensure the plant's safety. It would also prevent it from being used as a bargaining chip. But critics are skeptical. They question whether Russia can be trusted. Zelensky stands firm. He insists on Ukraine's sovereignty. He demands the return of all seized territories. He accuses Putin of prolonging the war, and warns of further Russian expansion. Zelensky is open to a ceasefire, but he emphasizes the need for real peace and security. He criticizes Russia's potential for violations. His stance is clear: no compromises on Ukraine's freedom. The Ukrainian people have shown incredible resilience. They've endured unimaginable suffering, but they refuse to be broken. They're determined to defend their home. Their courage is an inspiration to the world. Zelensky has become a symbol of defiance. He's rallied his people. He's galvanized international support. He's shown the world that Ukraine will not be cowed. He's a beacon of hope in dark times. The world waits with bated breath. Will Putin's vision for peace prevail, or will the conflict continue? The stakes could not be higher. The future of Ukraine hangs in the balance.